Welcome back to the show, everybody. Check out these headlines. Well, you know what? We're going to just roll that beautiful intro. We got a lot to go over today. There's a lot happening. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on Twitter, YouTube, and digperspectives.com for exclusive content. Right now, $2.21 trillion market cap for crypto. The market's up 0.2%, 57,200 plus for Bitcoin right now, just over 3,000 for Ethereum, 111.8 billion plus market cap for Tether, and USDC is 33.9 billion and growing. XRP is 43 cents. We're off by 2% on 24 and off by 11.2% on the 7-day. Now that's much the same for Ethereum and off by 9.0 on or 9% on the 7-day for Bitcoin as well. Range of price for XRP is between 42 and 44 cents. We're sitting right smack dab in the middle there. We'll keep an eye on it. I want to remind you guys about one of the greatest opportunities available in this space is I Trust Capital, the best gold, silver, and crypto IRAs on the planet. I've said it a million times. I'm going to say it a million more. I was a customer first. That's how I know. I don't sell anything that I'm not a customer or a user of. That's how this works here. So I know it's amazing because I use it. And you know what? This is a remarkable opportunity. You can roll your 401, 403B, 457, and so many other options to roll your retirement over into I Trust Capital and get the most power and empower yourself for your own finance and retirement. The only thing better than buying crypto is buying tax-free crypto. Let's get started. Australia's largest stock exchange, ASX, approves its second Bitcoin ETF. Oh boy. Well, hold on here. Because right here in the United States, breaking, Fidelity officially files its S1 for spot Ethereum ETF. Remember that? Yeah. Well, that's not all. It's the same crypto propaganda machine that pushed the Bitcoin and Ethereum and is in overdrive, pushing Solana now as well. Because Chicago-based options exchange CBOE has officially asked the SEC to let asset managers Van Eck and 21 shares bring a Solana-based exchange-traded fund to market. But that's looking like 2025 at the moment. We'll get to more of that either this video or the next one. Hang in there. But things are moving, so let's be happy about that for now. And talk about things moving, check this out. Breaking. Robinhood acquires crypto exchange Bitstamp. But guess what? Is your memory working this morning? Who's a part owner of Bitstamp? Ripple. Yes, that is correct. Great answer. Ripple owns a stake in the longest and oldest running crypto exchange, Bitstamp. And now, with Robinhood setting out to buy it, you have to wonder, are we about to see XRP become available on Robinhood? And then you have to wonder even further, when we get the legislative clarity we need, are we going to see XRP help settle a lot of that back end? We'll see. But this is what was shown yesterday when we covered this from Bitstamp, or 2 days ago. And it was funny because this XRP moon from Bitstamp, you're thinking to yourself, wow, what's going on with Bitstamp? What's happening there? And then the announcement that the acquisition of Bitstamp is a major step in growing the crypto business for Robinhood. And we know that that seems likely that XRP at the very least will be listed on Robinhood. And obviously Ripple becomes a part shareholder of Robinhood, I would imagine, is how that's going to work with their ownership in Bitstamp. We'll see. Another senior aide to Gary Gensler has left the SEC to take the high power position in defense of crypto companies against Gary Gensler and Senator Elizabeth Warren. This here announced here that Heather Slovakin-Corzo is joining public policy firm Mindset DC. And this is all in to combat the SEC and Gary Gensler and the anti-crypto army known as Senator Warren. And look, I want to say this because I think this is really, really important here. The fact that we're seeing the people leave the SEC and under Gary Gensler to take positions to fight the SEC tells me that they're taking up the stance because, one, they don't believe the stance that Gary Gensler has and the SEC carry is the stance needed, so they're going the opposite direction. Number two, it tells me that if they thought this was going to be over in 6 months, why take the job? So, looks like the fight's going to be going for a while, right? Because they're all taking jobs in opposite position of the SEC. So this fight's not over by a long shot, I don't think. Meanwhile, outside the U.S., in the European Union, 27 nations have collectively come up with regulations for crypto, and they begin with stablecoins. Societe Generale Forge SG announced they received a license and was making its Euro CV stablecoin compliant with MiCA regulations that came into force on June 30th. We will see another wave of those regulations on December 30th of this year as well. Hopefully, we will have U.S. stablecoin legislation with the FIT21 Act by the end of the year. That would be great. Early next year at the latest, but certainly by the end of this year would be wonderful. Meanwhile, Circle is celebrating the fact that they are, in fact, compliant with MiCA, and they're excited to bring EuroC to Base, its first euro-backed stablecoin, enabling developers to deliver fast and cheaper commerce with a euro-backed digital currency for global users. This is what we're talking about. Explore what EuroC will mean for Base. So, it goes on here to basically say it brings trust and compliance needed for a euro equivalent on-chain. They launched USDC on Base last year and is already the largest stablecoin on Base with more than $3 billion in circulation as of July 9th. EuroC and Euro, I just say EuroC, there's no O, right? EuroC and USDC are the first stable coins on Base from a global issuer to be compliant with the new markets in crypto assets and MiCA regulation. That's why we need the real USD from Ripple launched on the XRP ledger and Ethereum. Every day that we're not launched with that stable coin is a day that Circle is winning in mass ahead of us. This needs to change. I want to see Ripple launch that real stablecoin. Obviously, there's red tape. There's a lot to do. Obviously, that's a given. But I want to see them launch so they can close the gap on how much lead that the Circle and USDC have in this game as far as compliance and clarity and regulation go. So, Republican National Committee, which has taken up, honestly, the crypto issue and with the presidential candidate Donald Trump. They've also come out as a national committee and approved a draft party platform that defends the right to mine crypto and self-custody Bitcoin. How about that one? Now, that's a big step right there, and I love seeing that. Again, I'm a one-issue voter. And then we know that getting beyond just mining assets, it's real-world asset tokenization that is going to set this market in motion, because it is the larger part of why tokenization in crypto is even here. So it can, in fact, tokenize all of the rest of the world's value that exists, from stocks, bonds, to real estate, you name it, right? Commodities, it doesn't matter. So we know Stellar predates Ethereum, and we know that they are off to the races when it comes to tokenization as well. And then we see here JPMorgan, Onyx Digital Assets Platform, and Axelar Network partner to demonstrate how smart contracts manage large-scale clients' portfolios. And this basically goes into the idea that, look, I'll just give this to you.
Coming on to last at DeFi at Axelar. Axelar is a decentralized full-stack interoperability platform. Axelar today connects over 60 blockchains, both EVM and non-EVMs. My background has primarily been in strategy and operations. Prior to joining Axelar as the head of DeFi, I was actually a Rippler myself. So super excited to be back here at Apex and seeing all of the energy around here. For me, interoperability is all about making user experience better in crypto, removing the complexities, removing liquidity fragmentation, and really creating a true, chain agnostic experience so we can onboard the next billion users.
Jason, let's chat a little bit about definitely an area of expertise for you, DeFi. How do you expect interoperability to play into the DeFi space? What improvements do you expect?
Yeah, I think when it comes to DeFi, interoperability is becoming more and more crucial. as we talked about earlier, as there's more and more chains, what we're seeing is that there's more and more DeFi application scattered across all of these different blockchain ecosystems. And as a result of that is liquidity is also then scattered across all of these places. And a key value proposition of DeFi is that it needs to be as competitive as centralized exchanges, centralized venues. And for that to happen, you really need to be able to consolidate the liquidity to facilitate like competitive swaps and so on. And Axelar is doing exactly that, right? We talked about earlier how with Axelar, you can now bridge all kinds of assets to the XRP. Axelar, you can now bridge all kinds of assets to the XRP.
There you have it. This is where the world is going, and it's taking longer than anybody ever wanted it to, and me included. But this is where the world is going, and we're going to need legislation and legal clarity in this case to truly unlock its full potential. And it doesn't mean that we can't get a settlement in the case or a judgment in the case or a Supreme Court ruling or legislation from Congress that unlocks the log jam and still have pieces and elements of this that need to be cleaned up. It doesn't have to be all at once. We just need legislation, or we need the end of this case. Whatever it is going to begin to start to open this market up and get the shadow that has been cast over Ripple and XRP for so long, pushing away innovators and builders and developers. That's all about to change. Look, let's take a listen from what Christine Lagarde has said years ago as a reminder here. Take a listen.
You will build that on the basis of an existing backbone, which is your bank and the confidence relationship that you've established with your customers. So that's where I see changes happening now. If you think of Circle and Ripples and all those, that's where they are active and helpful.
And there you go. It's always the people inside the financial system who are willing every so often, and not even often, occasionally, they will say the quiet part out loud, just as she did. And where are we today? Because that was a few years ago. So where are we today? Well, you tell me where we are. It's almost as if the circle is complete. Give Mr. Man a follow. Lulu, MasterCard, Ripple, the Golf cashless payments are here. MasterCard, Lulu enhance cashless payments in the Gulf countries. Ripple partners with Lulu to spread XRP-powered RippleNet. And MasterCard reports the inaugural set of partners include CBDC platform Ripple. I don't know what else people need to see. Oh, I really don't. I just don't. And then we go to Visa. Two of the largest payment providers in the world. And we know American Express has already been a Ripple partner for many, many years. Visa chose Medico, Ripple Custody, for their real-world asset tokenization. This is where we are. We are so close, but we are very early. And that's the better side of this for me, where I'm sitting. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. Now, we're going into some topic material today that is absolutely censorship-worthy. Oh boy, if you got the J-A-B, if you got that, you're going to want to see what we got for you today, because we have something today that may very well help you in a way that you could have never imagined. We're going to go into the Freedom Zone right now. Go to digitalperspectives.com, click the Freedom Zone, and come on in. All right, welcome back. I've been waiting to share this. I've done it once before.